Hi, this is Ming Chew, the Injury Guru. Happy Thanksgiving. So of course, what do most people do during holidays? You eat, you drink, you're merry, and you get really inflamed. Now, why is inflammation a bad thing? If you refer back to my book, The Permanent Pain Cure, this book here that I wrote, I always talk about the anti-inflammatory diet. If you tend to eat a lot of alcohol, or drink a lot of alcohol, and eat a lot of sugary foods, guess what happens? You tend to get a lot of inflammation. If you have soft tissue injuries or even orthopedic injuries that are seemingly unrelated to soft tissue, it will inflame your joints, it will inflame your muscles, and it will just kind of make you feel lousy. On top of that, you kind of get bloated the next day. So it doesn't look good on your face and it doesn't feel good on your body. So the key is, what do we do to mitigate these problems? It's actually quite simple. You know what, for me personally, I do plan to eat a lot for Thanksgiving. So what I would tend to do is I would like you to stay hydrated, because one of the things that happens when you drink alcohol, obviously you tend to get dehydrated. So if you're going to imbibe, make sure you have some water. Also, if you're going to eat a lot of sugar, we talked about that too, it tends to be very filling and it's going to create a lot of inflammation. So the next day after you eat, I ask you not to have breakfast. Skip the meal if you've overeaten the night before. That's the best thing to do. And then get yourself into the gym, burn a few calories, and you'll be back to normal again. It's like it never happened. So if you're interested in more of this kind of stuff, I talk about this stuff in my book about anti-inflammation, staying hydrated. It's really important. Another thing I wanted to say is that during the cold weathers and during these holiday times, we're talking about Thanksgiving, New Year's and Christmas, people tend to get sick and they say, well, it's because of the cold weather. I don't think that's the case. I think it's more related to the overeating and the over-drinking of alcohol and spirits and the lack of exercise. So if you maintain all of these things that you would normally do when the weather is normal and when you're not, while abusing your body with food and alcohol, you won't get sick. If that's the case, if cold weather was the reason why people got sick, wouldn't Eskimos always be sick? And they're not always sick. So you have to think about this. If you don't want to get sick, you have to take care of your body. And also, if you live in New York City like I do, if you live in one of these pre-war buildings and the heat in the apartment tends to make you really dry and dehydrated, that only compounds the problem. So if you're drinking alcohol, you're not exercising, you're overeating, your body's constantly in a state of dehydration, that's going to lead to a lot of soft tissue injuries and pain. And if you had pre-existing conditions like that before, it only gets worse. So if you want to hear more about this stuff, please subscribe. This is Ming Chew, the Injury Guru, or you can look me up on mingmethod.com on my website, or you can contact me directly at mingchewpt@gmail.com. Happy Thanksgiving. Take care.